is Kawsara.
Sorry.
I'm going to do 2 poems today. I normally do spoken word. Well, I'm actually at University of Leeds, so I'm on the spoken word committee. Well, I've not done one in a while because I study Arabic and business, so I've been in Morocco for the past 4 months, but I decided to do a bit of spoken word today. This one's called Spices Don't Mix. To the girl who never got to marry her childhood sweetheart, whose skin reminds her of caramel carnations on hot summer's day, who sat at the back of his wedding, watching him embrace the bride while mothers clutch tissues and wipe away promising tears for their daughter's tomorrow. Bittersweet sorrow, watching her burst from heartbreak. They told her spices don't mix, but have you seen what tectonic plates can do? Witness how a world can collide, align, universe transcend. It's painful for me to see how she could have been the bride. Bangro beats. Jam a bit of whiskey and Punjabi MC as they twirl away to tradition the sparks across the room. Zoom in for a second. See how starry light bounce off his beautiful Curtis, sewn into an Ankara, chakras connected, circles around them, no place for hatred. Whilst their drumming hearts correspond to the beating of tablas and bassline bongos, who told you spices couldn't mix? Egusi soup eaten with roti, their very own biryani jollof made from tolerance and acceptance of one another, whose mother's tongue has longed so long for a taste of something different. So why don't we mesh together alphabets and symbols? Let's bind powerful proverbs and herbs and submit to the melodic bellows of ancestors' feet that's moved us far and wide. Look at the Pangea. How our hips once touched, so connected deeper than disorderly borders and raging waves. How could we forget that? How could we forget the thin silver cord painted in every line, and we are so similar yet so divided? So why don't we mold dialect? Watch it manifest. Let's create a home in ourselves as something so pure and allure. Watch sunset mangoes grow from the garden and sip lasses on hot days. To the girl who never got to marry her childhood sweetheart because her skin is as dark as the clove used in his great-grandma's recipe that sat in every shelf of every generation. Verses of sweet home painted on every page. So what if we clash? Bang together pots and lids. Kids will be kids if you let them be. Why can't we coexist for love? How our roots are not limited to one soul, so why do we spend so much time raising turmoil? You can't marry her and she can't marry you. Fools we are to reject something so magnetic, so ecstatic. To the girl who never got to be that bride, you are worlds collided, expanded. You are history's mystery, human, freshly ground cumin, coriander sprigs, ginger roots. You are beauty born from sacrifices. And if only you knew that you were worth so much more than spices. Thank you. The next one's called I Am a Poet. I just wrote this in the moment, like, why do I write? You know, I write for several different reasons, really, because I just like writing and I like being a poet. There are several reasons why I became a poet. It just sort of happened. I never planned to be one, but do you really plan to become a poet? Does the poet life choose you like the thug life does? As days become nights and starry nights become blurry lines of unsaid words, collectives you scribble on the back of some papers, your mind spins hurricanes. Emotion so heartfelt, pens convulse and pulse, and paper shakes and quakes, and the pages can't handle the verses. The disorientated meshes called a poet's DNA. Dark, nauseous addiction to untold stories in its purest formation, uncoated. Powering every line that merges together, such tight bonds that sparks fly chemistry. This dark, nauseous addiction breeds the need to survive, because our mind is at constant war with itself, an eternal jigsaw. Endless battle fueled by word, love is golden rhymes. Mystic metaphors, smiling similes personified. You amongst the pages, even if you die, your word lives among the ages. That's why I write for that girl. That fidgeter, that nervous glancer, that deep breather, tail tucked between her legs, pacing and wasting away as she walks back and forth between two cold walls. Overthinking, practicing, rehearsing, rehashing painful memories, childhood songs and grandma's laughter. Wanting the world to hear what she has to say, second-guessing her every potential whilst her back licks the floor time and time again. I write so she can pick herself up. No, grey skies are only temporary. Our stories are hardly roses, but a concussion of winters, harsh winters and evergreen. I write for that girl whose scream cannot be heard. I hear you loud and clear. I see all that you bear. Fear of tomorrow evident on your face. The scars marked on your shadows. I unmold and unfold her world. I break down those colossal barriers and scatter the stories. Hoping her verse gets to meet you even before she can. I write for her, the fist pumper, chant writer, sofa jumper, cardboard carver, whispers of grey hair, rumpled smile, the poetivist, masterpiece, the 3 a.m. Korean drama junkie, energy saving light bulb. I see myself through her eyes. Pains and smile dripping in every syllable. I write for her, the girls whose poem are written in moving trains and baby screams and nature's children. I write for her good days, for spring blooms and autumn shed, because life is a cycle. I write for the light that sits at the end of echoing tunnels. I wrote for that little girl and the things she has seen. And I still write for that girl following her dreams, whose stone fist is always clenched, whose train of thought is ready to crash. I write so she can tell the world her story, who prays her shattered verse inspires a person, and maybe make the world a better place, one pen and a paper at a time. Thank you.